jump center for Boston College, opposite Asha Parker, the junior, coming off a career-high 18 points against Massachusetts last time out. BC and Northeastern, and the tip goes to Boston College. Teya Sidberry right off the jump and is not there from three, but Dontavia Waggoner comes in, had a piece of the rebound before it's down to Parker.
Those are the type of hustle plays that Coach McNamee would want from the start of this game, going after those 50-50 balls.
That's deflected from behind by Waggoner, and it's called for the reach-in foul on Jemima Modema, the junior from Portland, Maine. All-CAA preseason second-team selection.
Second consecutive year she's been an All-CAA preseason selection. Last year was tabbed the third-team All-CAA and All-Defensive Team member.
So a first foul on Dontavia Waggoner for Boston College. Modema was third-team All-CAA last year, averaging nearly 13 points a game. Missed 2 at the line. And Todd has the rebound for Boston College. The Eagles in the gold uniforms today. There's Kayla Ivey back from injury this year. Andrea Daley inside has a size advantage there against Maddie Vizza. And Daley with her first 2 points.
Yeah, great job on the spin move to get away from the senior guard, Maddie Vizza. It just shows you the strength that she has. When she's in control of her body down low, she can really cause havoc on opposing defenses.
Artigan, left hand, floater in and out. Not a bad look. Rebound bounces around. It's down for Parker. And her attempt is not there with the rebound to Daley.
See a couple of gold jerseys.
And that's turned over as Ivy on the stretch pass. Modema with a good read on it, and right to the basket, a little bit short. Parker had the rebound, but a foul was called first on the rebound try against Northeastern. So possession of Boston College.
Yeah, you talked about this move with Andrea Daley, the junior guard, just gonna spin off of Vizza. When she overcommits towards the top high post, that allows Daley to spin off and have an open lane to the bucket.
Andrea Daley, 16 points a game in her first 2 contests of the season, coming off just under 10 last year. Talked about her and Waggoner off the top of the show for BC. The focal point of the offense. Waggoner skip pass for Daley. 3 ball is a little bit strong. And a rebound to Artigan. It's a little bit of an issue on Thursday for Boston College, the 3-point shot. And talked with Coach Mack before the game. She said, I liked a lot of the shots. They just weren't going down. And you just have to figure at some point they're going to start going down. But it wasn't, she felt, a case of shot selection, at least on Thursday, as a foul is called underneath inside.
The coaching resume there for Joanna Burnaby McNamee. Closing in on 80 wins in her 6 seasons here at Boston College. Really has helped put this program back on the map. Made it to the WNIT a couple years ago for the first time since that 2010 season. And Boston College, a team that's used to having some big size, whether it's Carolyn Sword, Stephanie Murphy, Katie Zenovich in their program's history. This year's team's a lot smaller than those previous teams in Boston College.
It's going to be a little bit of a different style of basketball for BC this year, is what Coach Mack talked with us about. A little bit more of a positionless style of game. Maybe a little bit more of European style. There's Vizza for 3, and it's good. Maddie Vizza, who is Northeastern's all-time record holder for 3-point percentage in a single season. She was 44% as a freshman. And knocks down her first 3. 4 for 10 to start the year for Vizza in her first 2 games. Now 5 for 11. Had to deal with injuries over the last couple of years. Didn't make her season debut until March last season. Deanna Todd, nice jumper.
Talked about just how good she's been at the 3-point line. That's a good response there for Boston College. Todd, finally in the starting lineup, so good with her vision on the court. Kind of developed that shot, that mid-range shot, and you see it kind of silky smooth there.
Artigan, that was off the mark. Really good defense by Daley, but it ends up as sort of a half pass for Asha Parker. Again, coming off a really impressive game against UMass. 18 points, 6 of 10 from the floor, made 6 of her 8 free throws as well. Daley against Modema. 11 to shoot for Boston College. Todd with the kick out, but a foul called inside against Sidberry on the screen.
Going back to that three-pointer, in her freshman season, set the single-season record for three-point field goal percentage at 44. Had a season-high 7 three-pointers made against Towson back on February 14th, that 2020 season. She can really shoot the rock, all-time New England or Northeastern program record there. They're going to need that three-point shot. They just can't go down low and use their size here against Boston College. They're going to have to get the mid-range, get that three-point opportunity going here early on. Familiar face.
Yeah, Jalen Batts in the game for the first time for Northeastern. Played 3 seasons at Boston College, now in her 2nd year at NU. Artigan, nice move. JoJo Lacey's in there as well for BC. Couldn't finish at the rim, but Deja Bristol got a piece of the rebound. And then a jump ball is called. Tie-up will keep possession here. There's Priscilla Edwards-Lloyd, as we mentioned, her first season coming in from Clemson the last 2 years, and then Providence for 5 before that. So basically has coached against Boston College pretty consistently as an assistant.
Very familiar with the program. Allows you to scout your opponents as you've been used to, and get a foul there on the floor.
Jalen Batts, as we mentioned, playing her 2nd game of the season. She didn't play the opener against Stonehill. 74 games over 3 seasons with BC. Career high 11 starts her junior year. That's picked off by Daley. Excellent find by Andrea Daley in the length of the floor.
It's been Waggoner and Daley carrying the load. At last play started with a great rip on the jump ball from Waggoner, and then she's finding Daley on the outlet.
And a foul called against Boston College. And that is a big one, because that's the 2nd foul on Dontavia Waggoner. Let's go to Daley first.
Yeah, just a great play there for Daley to just take it all the way down coast to coast. Again, we talked about it from the top. If Boston College is going to find success, not only in this game, but throughout the season, they're going to have Waggoner and Daley. They're going to have to go to them as consistently as they have here in the first half.
And now, in this case, they're going to have to go to someone else, because 2 quick fouls on Dontavia Waggoner with 5:44 still to go in the first. So the Eagles are going to have to go a long while without their leading scorer. Nice find inside. Deja Bristol, the senior who came in as a transfer from Virginia before last year and was named the CAA's 6th Player of the Year, first Northeastern Husky to win that award. 8 points a game in nearly 18 minutes coming off the bench a season ago.
Ordered a double-double against Hampton, had a very good year.
Really nice take by Daley, who has been aggressive early.
Yeah, nothing outside the paint. She's going right at this Northeastern defense.
Jalen Batts. Batts gets inside, spins off her left, follow a jumper in and out. But the rebound momentarily came down to Idawu for Northeastern, but JoJo Lacey finds it. Bounce pass to Todd, and a blocking foul is called. They're gonna rule that Yursi Keliz was not in position, which will send us to a timeout on the floor. 8-7, Boston College the lead. Andrea Daley's had a big part. Deja Bristol with a nice finish on the other end. One-point lead for Boston College here in the early going. As we mentioned, Dontavia Waggoner with 2 fouls. So Boston College playing without her here, and that's why It's good to have players like Andrea Daley to be able to rely on, who is off to a good start to this game, 3 for 4 from the floor. And Ava McGee checking in for the first time for Boston College, the sophomore making her first appearance of the season.
I like that Lacey has the ball in her hands, will kind of dictate the offense for Boston College from the top of the key.
Bit of miscommunication there with Todd, and skips out of bounds. So in this lineup, when Kayla Ivey is off the floor, is kind of the main point guard, and then Jakayla Thompson, who's a little bit banged up today, so is perhaps going to be limited minutes-wise. That's both of your main point guards. So Lacey, you had to do that, remember, at times last year when Kayla Ivey was out for the season, so the Eagles were down to 1 point guard for most of the year. So she does have some experience running the offense like you talk about. Nene Njai, and an offensive foul called on Boston College.
Yeah, Njai got too much on the screen there, didn't set her feet properly, so it's going to be called for moving screens. So the turnover gives it right back to Northeastern. You're going to see the press here, and take another look. Right there, it comes across as Ava McGee just didn't set the screen.
That's the 4th foul on Boston College here in the first. Jalen Batts got rid of it to Idawu. Nice catch, but then the offensive foul. So Bristol did the hard work, but then got in tight a little bit and extended the old chicken wing.
Well, Bristol's also familiar playing against this Boston College team. Played 2 years at Virginia before transferring over to Northeastern. That's one of the players they want to see get going at 6'1", a strong forward down low. Want to see Deja Bristol for this Northeastern team kind of get hungry down in the low post.
And interesting, she's staying in here with 2 fouls. Kayla Ivey back in for BC. 7 to shoot. Sidberry fakes. Sidberry drives. Sidberry floater. First points of the game for the transfer from Utah.
Just a great job on the pump fake to open up the space and a little floater.
And Sidberry got a piece. Idawu, it kicked right to her though, and then a big rebound by Sidberry. So making an impact on this possession. Sidberry got caught up in the air, a little awkward on the pass. And this will go back the other way.
Well, the sophomore gets involved here for Boston College first. Right here, a beautiful pump fake to get Bristol in the commitment. And then she's gonna go right back down on the defensive end and alter this opportunity from Idawu and then try to run the floor. See a forward there trying to take that all the way down coast to coast.
So Artegon will run the offense here for Northeastern. 10-7 as we play here in the first quarter from Conti Forum. This Huskies team, which brings back a lot from last year, real credit to the group, considering a new head coach is in. They bring back 84% of their scoring. That was off the side of the backboard and pinballed around a bit before it came down to BC.
You know, it's always impressive when a coach gets to a new location and is able to keep a majority of the staff or a majority of the players that weren't hers on recruiting, and then you add a couple of transfers to kind of buy into the system you're trying to establish down on Huntington Ave. So a good job there for Priscilla Edwards-Lloyd.
4 to shoot, Ivy blocked. Good aggressive play by Northeastern. In transition, again, it's Sidberry coming back.
It's a good hustle play there for Sidberry to come back down low, recover on this open spot. It's a great pass up top from Artegon to try to get it into the paint. Was looking for Asha Parker, but again, Sidberry, active hands.
Whistle before the shot, a traveling violation called against Jemima Modema, junior from Portland, Maine.
Last play, Jalen Batts was trying to encourage her team to go. They were a little stagnant here offensively in the last 2 minutes of this first quarter. So she wanted to see them moving around, not only the play with the ball, but off the ball, try to get them in rotation.
It's already 8 turnovers for Northeastern, and the Eagles have capitalized off of them. And a timeout called by Priscilla Edwards-Lloyd. Teya Sidberry with a finish inside. She has 4 points. Eagles are on a mini 6-0 run to take a 12.
What will you do when the power goes out? Power outages are unpredictable, inconvenient, and disruptive. But with a Generac home standby generator, your life goes on uninterrupted because you'll have power when you need it the most. 8 out of 10 home generators are Generac with thousands of satisfied customers. Special financing is available with low monthly payment options. Request a free quote today. Power your life with Generac. Call or go online now.
Well, a strong first quarter for Teya Sidberry so far. Part of this 6-0 run for Boston College. 4 points, 2 of 3 from the floor, rebound, and helping the Eagles, who again have caused 8 turnovers for Northeastern so far, and the Eagles have scored 8 points off those turnovers.
Nothing easy, right? 3 of 10 for Northeastern. The shots have not fallen.
That's inside. That's a good take. Aggressive from Modema. Her first points of the game. Eagles running the floor the other way. Daley answers right back.
It's just a move that Daley has worked on throughout her collegiate career, is trying to attack, not just go straight up with the ball, but be able to have some finesse at the rim. And you saw it that time, just got it over to avoid the strip and still finished.
Artagon's three-pointer was too strong. Rebound still loose, and a held ball will give possession to Boston College. Get pass for Todd, running the baseline. Todd's floater good. Todd with a strong take.
It's a beautiful finish there. She floats through the sky, going to the paint. Beautifully done to finish with a little swish, too.
The Eagles are perfect inside the three-point arc right now. They are 8 for 8 on their 2-point shots, 6 for 6 on their layups.
You talked about it, just a nice finish here for Tiana Todd, the sophomore guard from Ontario. Didn't want to run right into the defender there, so side steps, and then in the air still makes the adjustment to get that floater in.
That last foul was called on Andrea Daley for Boston College, so free throws coming up for Asha Parker. 4 points a game last year for Northeastern, and if the jump that we've seen from her in the first couple of games could be a trend all year, that's going to be huge for Northeastern. 13 points a game, as we talked about so far, including 18 against UMass on Thursday, a career high.
Last year was primarily used for the big purposes, right? Had 155 total rebounds, averaged 5 per game, but this year developing that scoring touch, and it's allowed her to get involved offensively here for the Huskies.
14 seconds remain in this first quarter for Boston College. Daley, 3 to shoot, got by. Oh, it's a good look, just didn't finish at the rim. The first 2-point miss in the corner. Oh my, did that count from Bats?
Looks like it was after the buzzer.
No.
The Eagles.
So 16-10 is the Boston College lead as we start the second quarter here from Conti Forum. And Maddie Vizza, nice cut inside, but a traveling violation called again.
And just couldn't gather there.
And the turnovers now, it's 9 for Northeastern.
Basically 9 and almost a quarter, right? There's a couple of seconds ticking off the clock here in quarter number 2, and just a sloppy start to a very disciplined Northeastern team that we've seen in the first 2 games.
One of the things that Joanna Burnaby-McNamee was pleased with in that game against Harvard was how many turnovers they created, especially early in the game. But the thing that she was looking for was to be able to capitalize off those turnovers. As that shot's not there from the outside from Lacey. So far today, they've done that. 8 points off turnovers for Boston College.
Yeah, when you can turn turnovers into points, it's a big part of building a lead.
Artigan inside. Good defense by Andrea Daley to make life difficult. And the Eagles on the run once again. Ivy, handoff for Lacey. Passes up the 3, comes inside for the 2. Good choice from JoJo Lacey. Her first points of the game, and the Eagles are up 8.
Just a good decision, as you said, just driving to the rack, not pulling up for a jumper when the help side defender came across, drew the contact.
Locked at the rim. Lacey was in there from behind. And then it looks like, I think Northeastern was out of bounds there. Idawu was on the line, so possession of Boston College.
JoJo Lacey, her mom was an outstanding scorer at Kutztown University, had over 1,000 points in her career, and just a great job there attacking, trying to score in different ways here on the paint.
Get past Todd, 3 ball, good. Teya Todd with the first triple of the day for Boston College. That's 7 points for Todd, who was inserted into the starting lineup this afternoon.
Yeah, great decision making for the sophomore. Really developed a nice shot towards the end of last season.
Good take to the basket and the foul. And if that's Daley, that's the second foul on Andrea Daley for Boston College, so that's something to look for. But first, let's watch the other end at Todd.
Yeah, again, just spot up, get the feed, and drain it. Now you're gonna see on the opposite end this foul from Daley. Just got a piece of the arm there on the drive from Modema. And now the 2 Eagles, who really heavily relied on a couple of fouls.
Yep, so 2 on Waggoner, 2 on Daley. Now, this is why you build a 9-point lead, right? So important couple of minutes here for Boston College to try to weather it with their top 2 scorers on the bench at the moment with fouls. Sidberry. That's it for JoJo Lacey, 8 to shoot for BC. Kayla Ivy looking for help. Under 4 to shoot. Ivy left hand, floater off the mark. Bristol pulls the rebound. Wide open, 3 ball, Artigan a little bit short. Parker had a piece of the rebound, but Sidberry finds it. And out ahead for JoJo Lacey. Stops, handoff, Sidberry to the bucket. 6 for Sidberry, and a nice find from JoJo Lacey.
Just beautiful drive, again, control with the body for Lacey, and just was patient enough to wait for Sidberry or Cutter to come across. It was Sidberry who was able to finish, but just very disciplined for the Eagles, not really rushing their offensive opportunities.
Jalen Batts, 7 to shoot. Batts gives it up. Parker going to the line.
Well, again, for the Eagles, it's defense that turns into offense. You see the hustle on that rebound from Sidberry, so give it up to Lacey. Lacey, again, had a lane there, decided to pull it back on the good defense from Modema, and then Sidberry again finding the rack. 6 points for the transfer.
This is what you need when we talked about with Waggoner out and Daley out right now. So 7 for Todd, 6 for Sidberry. Stepping up in a big spot as Parker knocks down the front end. That foul did go against Sidberry, her first.
Sidberry, a 2012 Miss Basketball from Virginia, all-time leading scorer in Utah high school history with over 2,534 points. That's
amazing stuff.
Yeah.
Played her freshman year at Utah last year, helped the Utes win a Pac-12 championship. Utah was preseason top 5 this year for a fast rising program out west. Artigan falling away, and now Northeastern's doing a decent job of getting inside, forcing some fouls, and getting to the foul line.
Yeah, it felt like late towards that first quarter, they were trying to force the passes. This time they were waiting, trying to draw the defenders, even the help side defense or the double team, so that they find the open player, and they're not afraid to take the contact. Now it's about making these free throws, making the points count.
Almost grinding the game down a little bit here. Artigan makes the front end. Northeastern just 68% from the line to begin this season. They were off to a little bit of a slow start early today, but now after that make 4 for 8 and 5 for 9. First 2 points of the game for Darren Artigan, the senior. Lazama couldn't save it.
It's definitely a hustle point there for Lazama, but just couldn't control it off the dribble. Got a little too high, and instead of trying to corral it back, it's obviously going to be a carry or you see the defense right there. It was Bats who actually altered it. Bats jumped the lane, and it made it a little more difficult on the dribble.
Just lucked out that of all the seats in the front row, she ended up in the empty one. So everybody ended up okay. And interesting here, 6:08 to go in the second. Dontavia Waggoner will return for Boston College. So Coach Mack does not want this to get any closer. We talk about foul trouble a lot, and it's not to say you can't play on 2. So the part of it too is learning how to play while you do have a couple of fouls on your ledger. Sidberry finds Lacey. JoJo, good looking 3, that's in and out. Todd, though, finds the rebound. Good hustle play from Tiana Todd. And that ties her season high with 9 points.
Just a great job staying with the play down below the bucket, able to find it on the air and pass and finish. He was quick to the bucket, too, trying to draw a foul.
Parker thought about it a few times. Now going to drive, and a traveling call. Turnover number 13 against the Huskies.
And you can't get mad at Deja Bristol there. She's with her arms out saying, hey, come on, I was open. And this is the play back with Todd, just picking the pocket there of Visa and then going right back up. That's the type of plays that the guards are going to have to make here against the oversized bigs for Northeastern.
Inside for Lacey, falling away. JoJo, boy, that's 2 in a row that we're halfway down. Eagles create a turnover, and Sidberry is fouled.
Yeah, it looked like Bristol got a piece of her, but Bats gave her a little stare down after that block, but the foul was called. And we'll take a look here again. Great active defense below the bucket on the defensive end for the Eagles.
So that's twice in a row off of a miss down this end for Boston College. First it was Todd, and then there with Sidberry that the Eagles were able to either create a turnover or find a piece of the rebound, get another possession out of it.
That's the key for the Eagles, trying to get more possessions to try to get scoring opportunities. That's been the theme of this first half so far. In quarter 1, they did a great job of it. And here in quarter 2, they are active on the defensive end.
High pass for Waggoner. Touch out of reach, which sends us to a timeout. The Boston College lead over Northeastern, 4:47 to go. First half from Conti Forum in Chestnut Hill, Massachusetts. And that is out of bounds on the near side. It will stay here.
No, Eric, you brought up a great point about Boston College having a 9-point lead when the 2 star players for the Eagles, Waggoner and Daley, were out. Now they're up to an 11-point lead, or excuse me, back to a 9-point lead. And it just shows you that with Coach Burnaby McNamee, she wants those players coming off the bench to have that same type of impact that the starters will as well on the floor.
It's always the crucial little moments in the game beyond the box score. And it felt like an important moment in the game. Waggoner remembers back in there now for Boston College. Todd, who's had a nice first half. Here's Njai, the first year from Senegal. Todd thought about it, now takes it. The mark from 3. And the rebound to Holly Idowu, the senior from Illinois, who came in as a transfer from Toledo before last year. And a foul underneath. And that's been the theme of this second quarter for Northeastern. Get the ball inside, draw the foul underneath.
And Artigan has taken the load on her shoulders the last couple of sequences down the floor, trying to attack. She had a great job there on the dribble to try to create some space, but just got too much contact, so we'll now be at the charity stripe.
That was the second foul on Todd for Boston College, so something to monitor. And the important piece, the combination, is you got to hit the free throws. when you're driving this much and trying to create this many opportunities. And Northeastern has started to. Off the mark there. I mean,
good old broadcaster.
It's like the third or fourth time I said it. They've made a couple, so can't be a jinx on the fourth one. That is an excellent defensive play. That was Orally Kiefer, who just came into the game for Northeastern, who is there for the block.
I always love taking a charge. You know, you get that body contact, and when the whistle goes your way, it really gives that team some momentum. And when you get a sub who comes in and makes that type of impact, that's a good job. And you see the game getting that much closer here for Northeastern.
And by the way, that's the second foul on Sidberry. So that's now 4 Eagles with 2 fouls. Lily Krushovets, the freshman, is in for the first time for Boston College. Kiefer, straight on 3. Got it! Orally Kiefer, the sophomore from Wayland, Mass, who's played just 5 minutes a game in the first 2 games of the season, but that was a clean-looking shot right there from 3. And Northeastern back within 5. Lazama pull-up jumper to answer, a little bit strong. And the rebound down to Aragon. There's a foul situation. We've talked a lot about it. Bristol with 3 for Northeastern and a bunch with 2 for Boston College.
And for the Eagles, they don't have a deep bench, so it's really careful here.
Kiefer again, that one banks in. On Sunday, no less.
I thought the banks were closed on Sundays.
Already a season high off back-to-back 3-pointers. And a 7-0 Northeastern run and a travel called against Waggoner.
Well, you said it, Kiefer, products from Massachusetts, Wayland, Mass. That one came from Wayland. This one is gonna be off the bank on a great feed from Artigon, and that came from down in Connecticut or somewhere around there. That was beautifully done. Not afraid to shoot.
So 6 points for Kiefer, igniting Northeastern and bringing the Huskies within 2. That brings Daley back into the game. So Waggoner and Daley are in there, and then an offensive foul called on the moving screen.
Yeah, Kiefer just didn't set her feet on that pick at the top of the key, and that's gonna stop the momentum there for the Huskies. You're gonna see Kiefer right there, just took too much contact on the body of Enjak. Very familiar with
nice find on the pass. That's a really good looking feed from Njai, and Lazama with her first 2 points.
You gotta think this feels kind of like that Harvard game here where Boston College built a lead and then the opposing team, Harvard did it last time, now Northeastern's cutting into that gap.
And in this case, it's just what 2 3-pointers can do, right? I mean, 6 points. I know the run was 7 because it was a free throw on the beginning of it, but that 6 points totally changes things pretty quickly.
And 9 points in total from the 3-point line for Northeastern. That 3 for 5 compared to Boston College's 1 for 7. And again, you look at the defensive effort that allowed this opportunity on the other end for Lazama. Eagles are exchanging basically 2s for 3s right now here late in the second quarter.
Inside for Daley, got it back, double team comes. Finds the corner 3, Ivy no. And a rebound to Idowu. And is fouled, and that is Kayla Lazama trying to create a trap. First foul on Lazama, and the Eagles are in the penalty, so that will send Northeastern to the line with 1:23 remaining here in the first half.
Been a good response here in the second quarter. Huskies outscoring Boston College 13-11, but have been more efficient. 3 of the 7 made buckets are from the 3-point line for the Huskies.
Northeastern in this second quarter has gotten to the line now. This is their 9th free throw of the quarter.
Got to make those count.
Waggoner Pulls away from Jalen Betts. Lazama for three. A little bit short. Waggoner got an offensive rebound. Pass inside for Njai. Backing down. And they're going to call an offensive foul.
How many times has Idu been on the ground here today? This time, steps up. She was caught in the air momentarily, realized the spin was coming, kept her arms in the air, and decided to take the charge. I mean, that's a couple of charges there for Northeastern that have created some momentum the other way.
It's just that elbow. It's just a touch high. And again, Northeastern getting to the foul line has kept them in it despite Boston College shooting 50% from the floor still compared to 35% for Northeastern. That's a nice take, but a little bit short. Decent look from Modema, but Northeastern with an offensive rebound. Comes around, Aragon in the lane, or floater good. Darren Aragon with 5 points. And Northeastern is within one.
It's a good job just stopping in front of 3 Eagle defenders, not drawing a foul, not creating a foul, and just taking the floater and scoring it.
Lacey for three. And that is, I think they called a foul on, I think they got Northeastern for the foul on the rebound attempt before that went out of bounds. So Darren Aragon is called for the foul. So possession will stay here with Boston College, and the Eagles can hold for a final shot.
Try to get the right personnel out there on the floor to keep this possession.
Got it into Waggoner, gonna take it right away. Almost looked like she was trying to bank it in. And now Northeastern has a chance at a final shot and perhaps even the lead. Aragon, yes. And the Huskies take a 1-point lead to the halftime break. Emphasis to get the ball inside, and it really paid off and kind of propelled that run.
And that's what Boston College started with. They were 8 for 12 in the first quarter on the floor and just 0 for 3 on three-point line, where in the second quarter, 5 of 16 and 1 of 7.
Ivy in and out, rebound Waggoner, and Dontavia finds the offensive boards for her first points of the game. So remember, Waggoner, who had to come out early in that first half due to foul trouble in the first quarter, so was limited, came in late, but only played 10 minutes in that first half. And a jump ball, possession will stay here with Northeastern, with the Eagles holding on to a 1-point lead. You see the 3-point numbers for Boston College, and again, you know, some of them, like, we're seeing decent looks. They're just not quite falling for Boston College early in the season.
That's been the theme, is you get a clean look, you got to make those shots count. And, you know, as a shooter, you got to get more comfortable. You got to build that confidence. So maybe instead of a 3, you step up 2-3 steps into the line and take a jumper.
Floater's a little bit short. Bristol finds the rebound, though, so it almost acted as a pass, then had to get it off at the end of the timer. So a shot clock violation officially with good possession of Boston College.
And Bristol has to be careful as well. She's playing with 3 fouls here to start the third quarter. So be interesting to see how Priscilla Edwards-Lloyd uses those minutes here in the third quarter and later in the game with Bristol.
Sidberry open 3. That's in and out. And again, it's another good look. Daley inside. And they got the foul, it looks like, against Northeastern before the potential extra step.
Yeah, Eagles want it to count, but I think it's going to stay on the floor. Another good look for the Eagles as, again, they're hounding the bucket here, trying to get these rebounds. Sidberry, quick release, but in and out. And again, Daley just being at the right spot, right time.
Another one from the corner, not there. And then a foul on the rebound. And if that's Sidberry, that's 3 on the sophomore transfer from Utah.
Sometimes you got to have thick skin. Sidberry knows this. She's a big Elephant fan, you know, so be interesting to see if any of these fouls get her frustrated throughout the game.
More on that later. There is Vizza. Kicks for Modema. Got to the free throw line, slips inside, right hand, no. Nearly got her own rebound. That is out of bounds off of Northeastern, so Boston College possession.
It's been so fun to see these guards kind of weave their way through the BC defenders and try to get to the rack. It's been a question about finishing for Northeastern. They did a great job in that second one, in that second quarter, but see how they start here in the third, how it translates to the second half.
Skip pass Ivy, over to Todd. Daley is fouled going for the rebound. And that is Bristol. That's 4 fouls on Deja Bristol.
Yeah, and Daley takes some hard contact here from that foul from Bristol. But that's what Boston College did well in the first quarter. They were going into the paint, multiple bodies trying to get these rebounds.
I think Maddie Vizza may have also gotten hit on that rebound as well for Northeastern. But staying in the game seems to be okay. There's the foul situation.
And we're just talking about how Edwards-Lloyd is going to manage the minutes with Bristol and quickly picks up that foul here early in the third quarter, has to head to the bench.
Jojo Lacey cutting inside. Kick for Todd, with Vizza guarding her. 8 to shoot, Waggoner. Daley inside, gotta get it off and gets it. Andrea Daley with 10 points to lead all scorers. Turnovers were a factor in that first quarter for Northeastern, more so than the second. But a couple of them here early on in the third.
Yeah, Huskies up to 16 turnovers. Boston College, 6 second chance points.
Waggoner, right hand, was a little short. Well defended there, and here's Jalen Batts on the run out. Batts inside, skip past Vizza, 3 ball, good. Can't leave Maddie Vizza open. The best 3-point shooting season in Northeastern history was her freshman year. Jojo Lacey a bit strong. Artigan the rebound. In a tie game with 6:44 to go here in the third. And an offensive foul called away from the ball. Asha Parker that time.
Well, you talked about Viz. That's good vision from Batts. Gets it from right in front of the Huskies bench. And also got some contact there. You see right there, she was looking at the official, trying to get some more. Try to make it a 4-point play, but again, the 3-point ball has really allowed Northeastern to stay in this game. We saw it with Kiefer in that second quarter, provided a spark. Now Vizza trying to do the same thing here for Northeastern in the third.
Lacey inside, kicks to Daley. Too strong on the 3. Rebound comes loose, Lacey finds it, went right back up, then Waggoner on the offensive board and is fouled.
It's a great job by Dontavia Waggoner to even get the rebound, know that she didn't have an opportunity to kind of set her feet, still tries to put the shot off to draw the foul. You see her involved in that play, still looking for the rebound on the follow-up shot, and then gets the contact, puts that ball up to draw the foul.
So neither team has shot the ball particularly well in this third quarter so far. However, the Eagles are out attempting Northeastern. They have 10 field goal attempts in this third compared to just 4 for Northeastern.
And 11 more in the game, right? 38 to 27. It's been the efficiency for Northeastern that's allowed them to stay in the game.
1 of 2 at the line for Waggoner. Tie up on the rebound, possession will stay here.
Great battle again. We're talking about how important rebounds are. You see right there, just trying to shield the defender, but then that bounce might have been just a shove there with the right elbow. That's where the foul came.
Lacey. Waggoner lost her footing, tried to get rid of the ball in the process as to avoid the travel, but could only throw it out of bounds.
You can see the frustration starting to build for the Eagles on the offensive side. They're trying to keep control, move different bodies around. We'll see if the defense can give the momentum or a little bit of a spark here to get back in it.
Waggoner with the steal, still creating turnovers. Here is Lacey, got it. Forward for JoJo.
It's a good job by Lacey to fake left like she was gonna go through the paint and then stay on the right hand to finish at the bucket. And Jai just running over bodies over here on the near side. It's called for the foul.
Second foul called on the freshman. And Darren Ardagon comes back into the game, the senior from Turkey.
International flavor here for both these teams. Not only recruiting here in North America, but going across the seas to get some highly touted recruits as well.
Waggoner again creates the turnover. Kept her footing, gets it to Njai. Tough effort goes. Nene Njai with an excellent play after Waggoner creates another turnover. That's 19 turnovers for Northeastern tonight. BC's been responsible for 9 steals, and the Eagles have a 5-point lead.
Yeah, 3 turnovers for Northeastern in the last 2:04. They haven't even scored in the last 2:04 yet, so they'll have an opportunity here at the line to try to get that momentum, but it just shows you that this is a tough Boston College team. When they are protecting the paint, there's nothing easy coming.
So we were talking about Jemima Modema before we went to break. Again, has done a good job getting to the line by getting inside, creating these opportunities. But important to knock down those free throws. She had been 0 for 3 on her first 3 free throw attempts, but gets a couple of them there. So 36-33, 6 points in the game for Modema, and another turnover, this time for Northeastern created. Parker's got to get rid of it without moving because she was right on the timeline. And now Northeastern can run their offense.
And Modema was a player that really came on strong against Boston College last year, had 21 points on 9 of 14 shooting.
Kaylin Batts. Modema spinning, 6 to shoot, got it up, a little bit short off the rim. Good rebound by Lacey in traffic.
Well, sometimes when you spin, it takes you out of your center where you think the bucket is, so you got to readjust when you get your vision back at the rim, and that time just put a little less on it than she would have if she went straight to the rack.
Daley skips one, turned over. Modema once again is in the way, but then she lost it. But Ardagon finds it in the corner. And Northeastern can reset a bit. 36-33. Boston College the lead. That is clean, perhaps. No travel. Ardagon did a pretty good job, but that one is a travel.
I think she's trying out for the Harlem Globetrotters after this game. I mean, a couple of good moves. First time, she tried to make it through the defender, and then that time,
so.
Little spider dribble there.
Kept the dribble going.
And one mixtape tour, maybe? We bring that back here? I know the WNBA is looking for new expansion teams. Maybe Boston gets one, and good skill there.
Ivy inside for Waggoner. Dontavia against Modema. Off the mark. Just rolled off on, again, a decent look. And turnovers starting to add up a touch on both ends. Boston College has always been good under Coach Mack at creating those turnovers. There's Daley, just missed at the rim. And then is called for the foul. That's the one that's tough to have right after the miss. And 3 fouls on Andrea Daley.
That's a 5'4" freshman guard, basically to try to pull the table out here from Daley and just alters that shot. And then on the rebound, a little frustration on the reach there. But Yersi Kelez, also a great story here. Came to America in 6th grade, stayed with her high school coach, her future high school coach, Jesus Rodriguez, who coached at Newton South. Had a phenomenal high school career and now benefits at Northeastern as a freshman.
Offensive rebound, but thrown away. We have not had a point in this game in the last 2 minutes and 12 seconds. Held at 36-33. It's officially 9-5 Boston College in this third quarter.
I guess if it's sloppy, it should be sloppy on both sides, right?
Both teams trying to find their rhythm once again. Waggoner got rid of it for Daley. Switch defensively, 8 to shoot. Lacey drives the lane, left hand blocked. Offensive rebound for Todd though. Here's Waggoner inside, got it in a foul. The timer never reset because of the blocked shot, so Waggoner had to take that at the end of the timer. Had an excellent job to get to the rim.
Yeah, and realized it right away. Good job protecting the ball to try to drive through 2 defenders. And we said it, she hadn't had a great shooting night so far, but now finds the opportunity to try to carry this team here and give BC some momentum, a little bit of spark here towards the end of the third quarter.
Parker holds the rebound, so 38-33, 2:04 to go as we play here in this third quarter. There are the numbers so far. Really, again, 5 for 16 maybe isn't perfect, but the difference between 16 shots and 6 shots really stands out. Turnovers are a big part.
Turnovers as well with Northeastern, now over 20 turnovers, 23 so far.
Kelly's for 3, got it! And a foul at the end. Yersi Kelly's, their third three-pointer of the season, first points of the game.
How'd she get that one off? That's an extended hand there from McGee and still ends up finding a little bit of opening. I tell you, as a shooter, you get a little opening, take that shot.
Trying to sort out what was called at the end. It looked like they called the foul, which would have been against Ava McGee.
Yeah, it looked like they got tied up. It was Parker and McGee down under the rim, I guess fighting for a potential rebound, and that's where the baseline official called the foul after the 3.
So it was not on the follow-through of the defense. So the foul is actually on Dontavia Waggoner for Boston College, so that doubly stings because that's Wagner's third. So 1:42 remaining in the third. So Daley with 3, Waggoner with 3, Sidberry with 3 for Boston College. And again, remember on the other side, 4 fouls on Bristol and 3 on Parker.
So there's Parker with the...
So 24 on Boston College right there. They get that extension of the arm is what's called. So that's why Parker is the one shooting the free throws. Could not take advantage. Missed both. Northeastern is 9 of 17 from the foul line today. So we've noted how often they're getting to the line, but you got to make them. Todd for 3. That is too strong. Waggoner offensive rebound. Oh, what an effort.
Parker should get an assist on that one. They were fighting for that rebound. She pushed it out of Wagner's hands and still ended up getting the bucket.
Artigan against McGee, left hand, nicely done. 9 points for Darren Artigan.
She's so smooth on her finishes at the rack.
Todd driving, kick to McGee. Passed it up, driving herself, it's Lacey. Little outside in ball for BC. Now Ivy resets. Against this Northeastern zone. Waggoner, 6 to shoot. Dontavia on the drive, foul called before the shot. So free throws coming up for Waggoner. Let's go back to that last one where she found the offensive rebound.
Yeah, right here, you see it. Parker and Waggoner battling for it. She ended up getting it at a tough angle and still pushing it over. That's all effort there from Waggoner. We saw a very close game last year between Boston College and Northeastern. The Eagles had to go on a 6-0 run to pull away there late in that game. But they ended up taking the rebound battle, 38 rebounds to Northeastern, or 38 rebounds for BC and 21 for Northeastern. The script has flipped here today.
And you credit Waggoner again. 9 points for Dontavia Waggoner. And part of when we talk about being relied upon as a top scoring option, it's about those games where you're in foul trouble, those games where you maybe don't have it. You still got to find a way to produce. So that's 9 third-quarter points for Dontavia Waggoner.
Yeah, we talk about 4 rebounds, 2 steals, 2 assists coming into this third quarter. So she was impacting it, maybe not on the scoring sheet, but found different ways to be involved.
Final seconds of the third. Articon, no. Offensive rebound, Parker. Gotta get it up, couldn't. JoJo Lacey with a good defensive effort. And Boston percent. Articon kicks it out, but thrown away. There was just 2 seconds remaining on the timer. In addition, again, a quarter still to go here, but you just look at where Northeastern's season scoring average was. Just 38 points through the first 3 quarters today.
Yeah, it put up 73 on the road against Stonehill, 78 at home against UMass. That was a big win against the Minute Women, who've been an NCAA perennial team.
Waggoner searching. Ivy. Sidberry's out there once again playing on 3 fouls. Here's Kayla Ivy. That's in and out.
Got to have some size out there here in the fourth to try to dictate the pace of this game.
Another turnover created by Dontavia Waggoner.
Well, just picking pockets. T. Waggoner doing a great job and just reading where that ball is going to go and keeping the hands active.
Jalen Batts on the take. Just a little bit too fine on the angle there. Just didn't quite have the arc on it. Goes on the run again. Sidberry for 3. That's good! Teya Sidberry knocks down a triple at a big spot, and Northeastern uses a timeout. Boston College with its largest lead of the second half as Teya Sidberry with a big-time 3-pointer to give BC a 9. Well, Lewis gave a little tease, as we call it in the business, a little earlier. Teya Sidberry talked about a trip she took this past summer. It was an elephant conservation trip to Thailand. Just talked about what an incredible experience it was.
Yeah, one of her most memorable life events to date, having a great game. We talked about the thick skin. Well, you got to kind of communicate through vibrations, as elephants do, right? So with that ball dribbling, she got the pass, found it with the swish, you know? So she had a great time, and I think it's so telling about the type of person that she is.
I honestly am not sure I know, but we'll go with it.
Are you not an elephant person? Come on.
No, I am.
Their tusks are actually teeth, you know?
I don't feel like I rise to the level of being a person or not a person. It's just, they're, you know, I'm fine with them. I hope they're enjoying things. 47-40 after Jalen Batts makes the bucket. 7:46 to go here, fourth quarter. Kayla Ivy finds it off a poke. Eagles got to go, 3 to shoot. Daley does get rid of it. Todd finds it, gets it up, and good attempt. It's a little bit long, and Dontavia Waggoner finds the offensive rebound.
She is finding a rhythm here in the second half.
Sidberry pull-up jumper, a little short. And that is out of bounds. Batts actually was just in when she made contact with it, so it stays alive. And Northeastern back the other way at a 7-point game with 7:16 to go. Spin move is blocked. Andrea Daley with a clean block on Modema. Sidberry got a piece. Sidberry with the steal and the lay-in.
That's some sick footwork there from Sidberry, who does a great job jumping the lane and then going all the way down with the defender riding her to the bucket.
Back-to-back impressive games. Another Boston College steal, but Bats slaps that away from behind.
You see it there, Sidberry just jumping the lane, and BC has done a really good job with Dontavia Waggoner. Now Sidberry trying to get these turnovers, force Northeastern into mistakes, and they've done that so far here in the third and now in the fourth quarter.
Sidberry with 16 points against Harvard on Thursday on 7 of 12 shooting. 6 rebounds and 3 steals, and has backed it up once again today. 11 points, 5 of 9 from the floor. Steal, 3 rebounds as well. That's a good take inside. Back to a 7-point game. And Bristol has been mostly in foul trouble the whole way. She's been on 4 for a while.
Got to be smart if you're out there.
Waggoner on the drive and traveled before that shot went up.
We talked about the foul trouble early on. It hasn't really dictated the game yet, but with Bristol out there, you keep an eye with her 4 personal fouls and a couple of Eagles up, or actually 3 Eagles up to 3 personal fouls.
It's definitely been a theme of the day, and no one's been fouled out yet, but certainly a factor that has been noticeable. There's a strong offensive rebound, but again, in travel. That time, Asha Parker. Ivy steps in, 3-pointer good. Kayla Ivy with her first points of the day. So again, maybe not a 3-point day you take overall, but 2 big ones in a row in key moments late for Boston College. Bats falling away, tough shot to make. And Sidberry finds the rebound.
If you're BC, you just keep going here.
Dontavia Waggoner inside, no. And Artigan with the rebound. Lead is 10 for Boston College. Bats a little short on the drive, and then Bats with the reach.
It's a good foul by Bats. You can't go back and forth without getting your defense a rest. But we'll go back to that Ivy 3-pointer. And, for a player who missed all last season, having an opportunity to return, get the chance to be in the starting lineup. Kayla Ivy, the redshirt junior from Maryland, really finding some momentum here late in this game, trying to guide the team as the guard out on the floor and controlling the ball as much as she has.
Returning and back healthy this year. Important piece for the Eagles at the point. Sidberry against Bristol. Got rid of it to Todd. Daley on the drive. Kicks to Ivy. 5 to shoot. Daley's got space inside and got it. 12 for Daley. So Daley really carried the load offensively in the first half. Waggoner a little bit more here in the second half, but a big bucket there. Eagles have their largest lead of the night.
Good vision from Ivy on that pass, too.
Skip pass, 3-pointer, good. Corner pocket for Artigan, who has 12.
3-pointers have been the spark for the Huskies. We'll see if that one gives them a chance here to try to cut into this deficit with less than 4 minutes to go in the fourth. BC trying to slow down the momentum.
Inside, Sidberry with 13 points. Back-to-back double-figure games for Teya Sidberry. Now, of course, with 3:35 to go and the lead, if you're BC, you can be a little bit more aggressive. Some of those players who've been playing with 3 fouls. 9 to shoot. Vizza against Ivy. Vizza tried to go on a no-look pass to the right side. Ivy was there to take it away.
29 turnovers for the Huskies.
Here's Todd for three. That's in and out. Rebound right down to Sidberry. That's kept in. Everybody kind of stopped thinking it was out, but Holly Idawu with 3 points.
Again, that number is just so impressive. 29 turnovers for the Eagles forced.
Eagles are outscoring Northeastern 16-9 here in this fourth quarter. Sidberry, a big reason why.
Yeah, and she provided that spark early on from defense to offense, and now doing it again here in the fourth quarter. 7-11 from the field for Sidberry, and chasing that season high. And just, again, efficiency for the big. You see that 7-for-11 number. Nothing has become chaotic. Nothing was forced. She does a good job establishing her feet in the paint, and even has that three-point shot that we saw here in the second half.
Vizza for three. What a quick release from Maddie Vizza. And it's back to an 8-point game. Not done yet. 2:20 to go in the fourth. 3 in a row from the floor for Northeastern. But Boston College has hit 5 of their last 7 shots from the floor. Ivy for 3. A little bit strong. Rebound down to Sidberry, and is fouled. What an aggressive find on the offensive rebound.
Well, great job here. You said it, quick release from Vizza, the senior guard. We talked about how dangerous she's been on the three-point line in her career, Northeastern single-season record holder. But then on the opposite side, look at that, just not giving up on the play. The Eagles in this fourth quarter have chased down almost every 50-50 ball and have not allowed Northeastern to get easy rebounds in the paint.
Boston College with 13 offensive rebounds for the game, but 10 of them in this second half. Todd for 3. New season high, 12 points for Teya Todd. Good answer from Northeastern. 9-point game. Jalen Batts. Boy, it feels like she has more than 4 points, but it's 4 for Batts. He's been impactful. 4 rebounds, 2 assists today.
Eagles 3 for 10 as well here in the second half from the three-point line.
3 ball again. Waggoner wide open for the offensive rebound, and Batts commits the foul. And apologizes to her former teammate.
It's all love. There's rivalries, but there's love in these rivalries, and you saw that there with Batts and Waggoner. And again, just Boston College has done an amazing job here in the fourth quarter, just dictating who's in the paint. And you see there, no Huskies around, just on the outside, and Waggoner an easy putback.
This is pressure.
Tying your shoe in.
While everybody's watching.
Oh, okay, okay. I remember last time we talked about shoelaces, we talked about bunnies and loop swoops and pull, and you were not on board.
I have no recollection of that, and I'm kind of glad I don't, because I don't know where that was going.
Big Daddy, you got to loop, swoop, and pull when you're tying your shoes. You know, they see, we got to get you watching some movies, Eric. I mean,
I'm watching game tape. Come on. Final minute, foul committed there by Northeastern. 61-52 is the Boston College lead. And you had a couple of fouls to give there, so Vizza commits 2 in a row.
I go back to that last play where Waggoner got the love tap from Batts, but then tries to get the ball over to the official, and the official had maybe some grease on the hands there. It slipped right through. Definitely got to love this response for Boston College.
And it's got to be motivating and confidence building. Again, with a minute to go here, still a 10-point game, because that's off the mark. As Batts, nice find on the offensive rebound, pulled it away, and that's out of bounds. And It is going to Boston College, but the point I was going to make is to be able to go on this run, to be able to close a game out in the fourth, especially after the way things went on Thursday, but to do it with your shooting. And the fact that they've done it from the floor after struggling to shoot from the floor on Thursday is a real confidence builder for Boston College as they go forward here on what is just a brutal stretch coming up. It starts on the road with Ohio State. It's preseason number 7. That is coming up on Thursday in Columbus. They will come back home, per se. They'll be on the road at Providence. Before then, they'll really be on the road for a while. Down in Fort Myers, Florida, they'll take on Marquette, and then Arkansas or Wisconsin in the second game there before taking on Kentucky in the SEC ACC Challenge, the new sort of in-season conference challenge tournament that'll take place November 30th on SEC Network. So that's A, a lot of stretch of road games. B, a stretch of road games against not just Power 5 schools, but some good schools and some schools that went to the NCAA tournament last year. So some real tests coming up.
Yeah, I mean, you look at that Ohio State game. They played Ohio State last year here at home, so go on the road. And you look at just the competition, not only in the ACC, obviously you look at Virginia Tech, but Ohio State, one of those teams. Providence was knocking on the door last year. So a lot of good competition coming up. And that's how head coach Joanna Burnaby McNamee wants it. She wants to test these players in every aspect in the non-conference because she also knows how tough the ACC has grown to be.
So it's a 10-point game right now. Boston College is in the bonus at this point. They have been really solid at home in non-conference play under Coach Mack.
I think that's why that loss to Harvard was so surprising, is because they had a 19-point lead in that game. It felt like they kind of cruised throughout the rest, and the Crimson, a really good team with new head coach Kerry Moore and trying to get back to the NCAA. They were a WNIT team a year ago, so be interesting to see, especially with these local teams playing each other, right? Though Boston College will have UMass and UMass Lowell later on down the stretch. Northeastern will have some local competitions as well, but you got to be the best team in your region.
You know, the one thing that's worth noting about this start, so Holy Cross, Harvard, and Northeastern, as the Huskies will take a timeout here. Daley 1 of 2 at the line. So obviously, if you're Boston College as an ACC school, you're playing 3 teams that are non-Power 5 schools. But the thing that stands out about all 3 that makes it difficult to begin a season against them is all of them returned almost everything from last year. All of their key players. Holy Cross was about 94% of their points from last year they brought back. Northeastern brought back 84% of their points from last year, even though they have a new coach. So really experienced teams that went through it in their conference tournaments last year that Boston College begins their season against. And that is a tricky thing early in the season when you feel like you're playing teams that are kind of already in sync and maybe a little bit ahead, just because it doesn't feel as much as a new year as it might in some other circumstances.
Yeah, absolutely right. When you have players leave the program like Boston College did last year, you got to add some new freshmen. You also got to go into that transfer portal and see who's out there that can really fit the system. And that's kind of been the new age of coaching, right? Like, where do you go to find these players that you're not just recruiting on the collegiate, from the high school level to the collegiate level, but maybe there's a coaching change. Maybe it's just not working at a different location. Can you get that individual to come and play for you? And so far, Boston College has done that. Even on the opposite side for Northeastern, we talked about it early on with Priscilla Edwards-Lloyd. She returned that entire roster from last year and added a couple of pieces, and you see that this is a team that when they're connecting, they'll be dangerous.
Boy, she's got a good 3-point shot. It's interesting for Vizza, as the foul's committed here. As a freshman, as we talked about, 44%. Then as a sophomore, only played 5 games. As a junior, only 4 games due to some injuries. And in those short times, her 3-point numbers really don't stand out. She was only 3 of 13 last year. And to begin this year, 4 of 10. We've seen a really impressive day so far, 4 for 4 from 3. So if Northeastern can add that to their mix of returning points, that's a big jump. Because remember, Vizza only played 4 games. So really, that number is probably higher than 84% in terms of if you count Vizza's production, if she can get back to what she was as a freshman.
Yeah, I think Northeastern has some really good pieces, whether you talk about their bigs down low. I mean, even Kiefer came off the bench, hit 2 threes, and had an impact on the game. So when you think about what they can do with their bigs and their shooting ability, then it's just you can add to that, especially as you get into CAA play.
Northeastern picked 3rd in the CAA this year. Newly minted Coastal Athletic Association.
It was a crazy year last year with Monmouth as a 7 seed making it to the NCAA tournament. Ran through their conference.
Yep, beat Northeastern in the semis. Northeastern had won 8 straight games to end the regular season last year after a 10-11 start under Bridget Mitchell, who took the head coaching job at Fordham this offseason. So an impressive close to this game for Boston College. And Waggoner, despite not scoring in the first half, playing in foul trouble, still manages to find 13 points in this game. That is banked in from Darren Artigan. And Northeastern not quite done yet with 14 seconds remaining.
Play to the final whistle, right? You got to go until the game is over. And, you know, this is a Boston College team that will prepare for ACC play, as we talked about with Northeastern preparing for conference play. But you look at the top teams in the top 25 coming out of the ACC, there's so many good teams. Virginia Tech, Notre Dame. I mean, we're going to see what happens with Olivia Miles, and hopefully her health is good. UNC going to have a good year. Louisville and Florida State. Interesting to see how the Cardinals come back after this year, losing a couple of players a year ago, but that was a really good run into the NCAA tournament for Coach Waltz.
The scary thing about that, the top 5 teams in the ACC, ranked teams, I should say, from the ACC, Boston College will play all 5 of those teams in a row in February, from February 11th to February 29th. It's the way the schedule works sometimes, but even beyond the top 25 teams, there's no easy group in the ACC. Look at what Duke did last year, not ranked yet. You look at NC State, who's been a pretty consistent team through the years, not ranked. Look at Syracuse, which brings back a lot from last year.
Even Miami. Miami had a phenomenal year last year until they lost to LSU, who were the eventual national champions. So the ACC has only gotten better in the last couple of years, and we talk about programs finding their way. You see the top 8 in the conference in the ACC preseason poll. We talked about all of these teams. All these teams can be in the national tournament at the end of the year.
And the 3 that are not ranked are all receiving votes. Couple at the line for Todd. Turned over as a final marker on this one.
Fitting that it was Waggoner on the steal.
67-58 the final.
I thought this was a hard-fought game for Boston College. They made the adjustments coming out of the locker room. BC shooting 31% from the floor and